Hi everybody, it's Martin at Flicking Feathers again, and I'm tying another shrimp pattern for you. This is a coyote for shrimp. It's a nice wee shrimp pattern. It's sort of inspired by an Australian tyer, but I've added a couple of elements from other patterns to it. It's Darren Asquith at Untamed Tackling Flies. You can check him out, check out his website. Really good fly tyer. So the hook I'm using here is a owner fly liner. This is a size 4. I'll be throwing these at some triggerfish. I'm just going to start some thread. This is 10-aught veevus in fluorescent orange. I like this veevus thread because it's really strong for its diameter. So you can use much finer thread than you necessarily usually would. So I'm going to start my dumbbell eyes, and I'm leaving myself a good 2 or 3 mil in front of them. Just for finishing off the head and putting in my weed guard. Get them positioned just how I like, and then thoroughly lock them in place. And then take my thread back to where I'm going to start my tail, which is I'm coming right around the bend. Then just get some super glue around the eyes, just for a bit of durability and strength. So the first thing to tie in is a wee bit of coyote tail. I'm taking a fairly light bunch to pull out some of the extremely long fibres, and then I'm just going to run it through the velcro there to take out the worst of the underfur and sort of blend everything a wee bit. This makes it move much better. It becomes a lot lighter if you take all this there's like really dense underfur in some of the coyote fur. So the length of this, I want it like a whole hook length and about a half. So measure that. Come in and just trim that away, the length of the body. And then just quickly tidy it up. Egg sac, I'm using just some glow bug yarn or egg yarn, depending what you want to call it. Fluorescent orange. Hot roll is the actual colour if you buy glow bug. So just catch this in back here, just in behind the eyes. Pull it tight and tie it off and go the way back to the tie-in point of the coyote fur. Now we'll cut this about half the length of the coyote. Right, I mean you could taper this if you like, but I don't think you need to. I mean, you can come in and sort of, if you really want, let's shave off the hard corner, but I don't think it makes any difference. Eyes, I'm using the eyes that I make myself. It's just hard nylon dipped in resin. You make a wee blob at the end, you mix in a bit of glitter or colour or whatever you like to get the eye to look how you want it. Or you could just buy like the ready-made. You know, I think you can get the EP crab eyes, or I think Hairline do them as well. And then just kinking the stems here as well so that the eyes sort of skew away. Just 2 wraps of thread. I like them just slightly longer, just slightly beyond the egg yarn. Just check the length, that's fine. Get them tied in. And I just take some loose wraps and then trim away my waist, and then I'll make sure that they're sitting as I like, and I'll tighten everything up the way back down. Rubber legs next. Using 2 different materials here for the legs. I've got some silli legs. This is the EP. I think it calls them crustacean legs, but they're just silli legs. And they're white with a tan tip. So I've cut one leg in half. I've got the 2 tan tips together, and I'm going to tie them in so that they're about when I fold it, these should be about 10mm shorter than the white. Right? I mean, it's up to you. This is just the way I like this. So I've tied these in with the tans down the middle. And I'll fold the white sides back. And you can see there, hopefully, that it's slightly longer. Now, the second leg material is centipede legs I'm using here. This is a barred round rubber, but the centipede legs have the barring going all the way around. And these are the medium. So, just fold this leg, just a single strand, fold it over my thread, catch it in on my side. I'll take about three wraps or so, just to sort of position that. And then I'll pull it around the other side, catch it in, and I can pull it back. And then lock everything down. Now I'm going to make a dubbing loop. It's 5 or 6 inches long is plenty. And take my thread up to the eye of the hook. Now, as always, I like to put a bit of wax in my dubbing loop, just to help control the material. It's, you know, the wax doesn't do anything once the stuff's off your vise. So, for the body, I'm using this nymph dub from Sybai. It's a really nice long fibre dubbing, and it matches the Coyote fur really well. But I want to continue some of this orange, so I've got a wee scrap of egg yarn. And what I'm going to do, you can see that I've just sat it on top of the dubbing. So as I tear the dubbin free from the entire clump, I'll just grab a couple of wee fibres of the egg yarn, and that lets me get this orange tinge just into the dubbin, and I don't need to worry about mixing it and, you know, like blending the dubbin, because the loop will take care of that. And then as I come down, I can just go straight back to the plain nymph dubbin, or you could leave the orange out altogether or make it the whole length of it, up to you. So now that I've filled my loop, and I would always say go for a sort of longer, sparser loop than a shorter, fatter one, because once you brush it, you'll take out any of the kind of fibres that are not actually trapped in the thread, and you'll get a really nice sort of translucent halo effect. So I'm just spin this up. Careful of your legs, but usually that's fine. I'm going to spin this nice and tight until you start to feel it becoming like springy, and you can, I mean, I'd go for somewhere about the middle. You can grab a couple of fibres, and if you can like pull and hold the weight of the dubbin spinner, you know it won't, like, that's locked in well securely. It's never going to come out. So I'm just going to get this started, and it's a bit tricky with this, the shape of the fly liner, so I like to use the rotary function of my vise initially, just to get that make sure that back part's thoroughly covered, and then we'll just wipe it. And don't worry about this, looks really heavy at the moment. As I say, once you brush the dubbin, which you should always be doing if you're tying a dubbed fly, it should always be brushed. Get to the eyes, figure 8 round about the dumbbell, catch that off. I'm just going to put about 2 turns, and then I'll trim it, and I've left a long end here because basically I'm going to keep some tension in my thread and just strip that excess dubbin out, right? I mean, sometimes you just get it perfect, sometimes you get a wee bit extra, right? And you can see that I've stripped out the dubbin, and I'm going to fold it back and tie over that, and that saves you a bit of bulk, and you can trim that away. Right, just putting a half hitch or 2 on here, and then I'm going to take my Velcro and sort of go to town in this. Any of the loose fibres, you really want to get them out. Right, and then in order to ensure that this is going to fish the correct way up, just come in and cut this on the underside. Cut it nice and close. You can even sort of come around the side a wee bit. And that leaves you with this sort of nice carapace is kind of forming. With the dubbing, so a wee bit of translucency. So last thing's just another bunch of Coyote. Similar sized bunch, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Brush the bust of that really dense woolly underfur out. Then get my bunch nice and tidy, and then lengthwise you want this to be reaching as far back as the first bunch of Coyote, or just slightly beyond it. That gives you a nice sort of proportion. Trim these ends off close. Now, just for a wee bit of added security, because you're tying them in a very small spot, I like to just touch them with the butts with some super glue. And then wind over it. Just touch it to take away any excess glue or anything. And that's it. The last thing to do is just stick on a weed guard. So I've got a couple inches of mono, hard nylon. I've just folded it into a wee loop. Got to angle the loop like that, so the loop's above and the two sprigs are pointing down towards the hook gate. Take 2-3 turns, grab the two sprigs, so you've effectively like X wrapped it in, pull it down, make sure it's nice and secure. You can take another couple of wraps across it if you like, just to make sure everything's firmly in place. Then, as usual, 2 whip finishes. Trim my thread, trim the weed guard just slightly longer than the gape, and then I'll finish it off with a wee bit of head cement. And there you have it. That's a fairly simple little Coyote fur shrimp. Really nice looking shrimp pattern. Obviously you could change the hook, you know, if you're fishing somewhere where triggerfish are not really present, or you're not going to be targeting them. You could tie this on whatever your preferred bonefish hook is. I'm sure it would work well for them as well. So I hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel for more HD fly tying videos. Take lines, guys. Bye.